What's up, guys? It's Josh here from the Football Hub. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'll make it up to you. I'll give you a relatively interesting video. For agency predictions, legal tampering starts Monday, and I really do have to get this in, so I'll get started. I won't waste your time. So Trent Williams, he's the number one free agent here for the NFL. I think he's a great fit in Baltimore, a team that could use his veteran leadership. They're going to lose Orlando Brown most likely. Could be looking at a first round pick in return. Um, Baltimore, they're a great fit for him because he hasn't won. He's a veteran, good leader, been through a lot, obviously, with the whole cancer thing and the football team misdiagnosing that, but great fit for him. I'm going on way too long, so I'll just go on next person, Shaq Barrett. I don't think he's going to return, but Brady, the GOAT, obviously, saves 19 million by restructuring his contract. I think it's in the cards. Before that, I'd say he's gone. But I definitely think that it's in the cards for him to come back. I think he's going to go to the Jets, though. A team with money, a team that's willing to spend their money. Joe Douglas has to keep his job. And a guy like Shaq Barrett, who's a plug and play, again, probably deserved the Super Bowl MVP. But, I think he had 11 pressures in the Super Bowl, which, it's just one game, but it's the Super Bowl. And teams are going to look at that, especially kind of dumb teams like the Jets are going to look at that and say, wow, And I think it's a good fit. Aaron Jones, Miami, best fit. I don't really think I need to ramble on. Miami could use a playmaker in the backfield. Aaron Jones is a playmaker in the backfield. Great fit for Miami. Bud Dupree, I think he's going to sign a 1 year, prove it with the Steelers. I'd be stunned if he got a multi-year contract. I'd be hesitant to give him a multi-year contract, but I think at the end of the day, he fits really well in the Steelers' defense, and I don't really see why he should want to leave. Maybe if a team like Jacksonville or the Jets or the Colts with money comes in and offers him 5 years with like 25, 30 million guaranteed, which I highly doubt would happen, he'll walk, but I doubt that happens. And I think if it's 1 year prove it's all around, I think it has to be the Steelers, where it's most comfortable. Trey Hendrickson burst onto the scene this year, had double-digit sacks. I think he's a good fit in Indy. Again, if someone else is willing to offer him like 25, 30 million guaranteed, obviously I think he's going to go there because linemen on both sides have such short lifespans that they have to take as much guaranteed money as possible. And it's more for the interior guys like, well, he's not in the top 25, but David Andrews. Like, I think he's the perfect example of a guy. He'd love to stay in New England. I have no doubt. Um, but if someone's going to go out there and offer him 30 million guaranteed, and the Pats don't want to match that, he's gone. Of course, I find some way to slip back into a Patriots reference. But I think that definitely applies. But I do think the Colts are not by far, they're the best fit of the teams available. A little surprised that Marcus Williams got tagged to the Hendrickson, but that was this. The Saints made that grave. Carl Lawson, good edge guy. Carolina's a good fit. I think Carolina could use some help on defense. He's 26. I don't think he's going to demand top 5 edge money. Like there's no chance in hell he's going to get above like 12, 13 million. And Panthers have, I know the cap is and everything. Panthers have enough cap space that they can get it done. Galladay, football team. They have money. They could use a partner for scary Terry McLaurin. And I think Galladay is a great compliment. A guy who can just go up and get it. I think it's a great compliment. Jadeveon Clowney had just a abysmal season with the where was he? Tennessee. I think Green Bay is a good fit for him. A win now team. I don't think he's going to go to a rebuilding team. I think he's going to go to a win now team. I would have said Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't have money. I would have said Tampa. Tampa has to worry about they have other problems. They don't really need Jadeveon Clowney. I think Green Bay is a team. They have enough money where they can take him on at like a cheap contract, and they can. And it's a good. I think he would want to go there. Tooney. He's gone. Best fit, New York Football Giants. They need to clear some money, but I just think they need someone with guard and tackle flexibility, and even center. He played center this year, but he's a guy who's definitely worth the money that the Patriots won't pay him. Like if Joe Tooney gets 17 million a year, don't be surprised. Like I'm saying it right now. If someone goes out there and offers him 5 years times 17, what's that? Like if someone offers him 5 years, 85 million, 50 guaranteed, I said it first. I might not have said it first, but I said it before it happened. Matt Judon, Body Built by Taco Bell, Vegas Raiders. They need an edge guy. Matt Judon had a down year, and again, Vegas, I think they can capitalize on the guy coming off a down year. Lindsley, Packers, I don't think he's 30. This is likely his last payday. He's going to go wherever gives him the best guaranteed money, and you have to look at teams who have a lot of money to give. And one of those teams is Cincinnati. And Cincinnati they just can't. They can't deprive Joe Burrow of an offensive line again and expect him to last as a franchise quarterback. That's not going to happen. I'm pleading Zach Taylor, who has the mental capacity of a fifth grader, and their GM. I don't really know who it is. I'd be lying if I said I did. Get Corey Linsley, maybe even get Joe Tooney, pay out the nose for him, or Trent Williams, but just get someone. That's all I ask. Get someone, and I think it's gonna be Linsley. That's just my opinion. Yannick Ngakoue, boy, I think he's a perfect Patriot. I do, because he's a guy. He went off. He had a really good AFC Championship game, and then the regular season game, Patriots Jaguars in 2018. He also had a really good game. Belichick loves guys who've played well against him. He had a down year last year. I think he could come at a sort of a discount, and you know who loves discounts? The New England Patriots. I think he's a great fit for New England. Fuller. I said Indy. Stays in the division. Indy could use another guy who can't really stay healthy along with Carson Wentz. I think him and Carson Wentz are a perfect match. But I think Carson Wentz loves to throw it deep, and Will Fuller can run straight and catch it. Jameis, I think he's a good fit for the team that Will Fuller just left, Houston. He could be good Deshaun Watson insurance, where it's Jameis, you know what? You might be starting week 1. We can't guarantee that, but it's 50-50 that you start week 1, and I think that's very attractive to a guy like Jameis. 1 year, like the Cam contract, which I hated. 1 year, 5 guaranteed, basically, and go out there. If you have a monster season, we might pay you. Someone else might pay you, but I definitely think that Jameis would love the chance to start. And New Orleans, I don't think is going to have the money to retain him. Samuel at 15. I said Miami. Miami could use a guy with his versatility on offense. They don't really have him. And he's so rawly talented that he's just a great fit. I think at Ohio State, don't quote me on this, but quote me on this. He's one of like 5 or 10 guys, that might be even high, who rushed for 1,000 in his career and ran for 1,000 in his career. And he's just a dynamic playmaker. And I think he finally showed he finally kind of lived up to his potential. He was, I think, a 3rd-round pick. And it's just a really good fit with Tua, who can just, do jet touch passes, which is a play from Madden. But yeah, just touch pass it to him, and, he'll run for 20 yards. Juju. I hate Juju. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Juju. I think he's going to go to Philly. Jalen Hurts needs all the help he can get. Juju stays in state, goes to Philly, where he can, I don't know if Philly doesn't play the Steelers. Do they play the Steelers? If Philly plays the Steelers, Juju can go dance on the Steelers. They'll go. Jonnu Smith. That's a guy, poor man's Gronk. Well, go replace Gronk. I think he comes to New England on like a 4-year, $5 million deal, because I'd be stunned. I'd be stunned if Bill goes out and spends a wide receiver, I think the chances are, if you look at the guaranteed money and overall money and like AAV for tight ends, it's normal. Like George Kittle is by far not by far, but Kittle and Kelsey are the highest paid tight ends at 15 and 14 million. Jonnu Smith's going to want between 8 and 10 million a year. I think Bill would definitely go out and pay that for Jonnu Smith. That's just my it's kind of my hope. I might be dreaming a little with Jonnu Smith and Yannick Ngakoue. That'd be a come out both barrels with Bill, but I'd love it. And my bias is coming out a little bit, but I really can't help it. Hunter Henry, Jacksonville. Hunter Henry said he wants a combination of money and a quarterback. Well, why not just go play for one of the best college prospects of the last 50 years and a team that can afford to pay you? It's just a perfect fit. I don't think he goes back to the Chargers, but it could happen. But I think them not tagging him shows that they're willing to let him go, and they might go draft Kyle Pitts. We don't know. Shaq Griffin, streaky. That's a good word for him. I like the Chargers for him. I do. If he leaves Seattle, I think it's gonna be for the Chargers because they released Casey Hayward, and Chris Harris can't really play the position anymore. And Shaq Griffin's young. Very streaky is a great word for him. He is very he's a hot and cold corner, but when he's on, he's really really good. Fitzmagic. So I wrote my script for this before Cam unfortunately re-signed with the Patriots, and I had Cam going to the football team. So I'll just give the football team to Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think that's again good fit. They could use a veteran guy to kind of replace Alex Smith. And he said he wants a chance to compete for the starting job, and I think he definitely would get a chance to compete for the starting job in Washington. Okwara. So Jacksonville, they have money. They could use help on defense, replace what's his face, Yannick Ngakoue, and he can do that. He can definitely do that. Corey Davis. So despite them not picking up his option, he goes out, he has a career year. I think Tennessee's going to bring him back. I think they're going to definitely at least try an attempt to bring Corey Davis back. Dalvin Tomlinson. I think I have the Giants signing Tooney, and the Giants already tagged Leonard Williams. So I don't think Dalvin Tomlinson's realistically going to come back. And I've looked at the past couple of off seasons, and I've tried to cross-reference, fancy word, not really, teams who have spent money and teams who have money. And the team that always is going to come out and make a top of the market signings, Cleveland. Cleveland could use help on the interior. Larry Ogunjobi is a free agent. Go bring in Dalvin Tomlinson. Pay the man and bring him in. John Johnson, and let's just do John Johnson and Leonard Floyd at the same time. Rams can't bring back both. I think John Johnson they have to at least try to keep, and I'm gonna say they keep him. They configure enough cap space, which is maneuverable, and they get to keep him. Leonard Floyd, I don't think they keep. I think Leonard Floyd packs up and takes his talent to Tennessee, a team that could use his talents on the edge. And that really it didn't cost him in the playoffs, but it cost him in the regular season. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. And with Leonard Floyd, you have a better chance of getting after the passer, and maybe he can be a successful version of Jadeveon Clowney. All right, well that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great free agency. And maybe your team can be aggressive, I hope the Patriots will. But that'll be it, and I'll see you in the next one, and peace.